What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode.
We're back.
And if you're new to this channel, thank you for joining us.
Yes. And thank Jaclyn for wearing his hat in the video.
Well, y'all already know, like, where's this hat even come from?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
My hair is so dirty.
Oh,
so dirty.
You gotta tell him that. keep that under wraps.
Well, you're like, what is she doing with this hat in the middle of the day?
I know if you're gonna wear your hat, then
Sipping
just
Java.
You're gonna wear your hat. I'm gonna just get sophisticated on everybody.
Are you really doing that? Where did these come from?
Let's go, sophisticated fed today.
Okay, since we're talking about creativity,
Talking about creative,
pull up his creative lens.
That is what we're talking about today.
No,
creative,
it literally is what. So, y'all know we stay prayed up for these videos, and
while you're talking, I had to clean my lenses. I could really see out of them. A little smudge.
Where did you get those?
These are my glasses.
Oh, okay. No, he does have a lot of Warby Parker glasses.
And I don't really need them, but my doctor said they can help with stigmatism, whatever that means.
Good in glasses,
Thank you. I rock it when I have to.
It. Y'all, so we know that there are a lot of creatives who watch this channel.
Yep.
And you may even be a hidden creative watching this. You're like, what? No, you're creative. You're creative. And you're watching this channel, and this word is for you, y'all.
Yep.
There is something that's been stirring in us, and it's really simple. It's about sticking it out when you've committed to do something. When you've committed to, you're like, this is the year I'm going to share my art. I'm going to share my work. I'm going to share my book.
I'm going to write some songs.
I'm going to share my songs. I'm going to share.
I'm going to write a screenplay.
Oh, yeah. Screenplay. I'm going to share that thing that has been like, when I wake up, I think about this. When I go to sleep,
I'm going to open an Etsy shop.
Okay.
Sell my products.
Sell your, have your photography out there. Maybe you make cards. Maybe you, whatever it is. You do. Okay.
That's creative.
You're stewing in it. You're just stewing in it, and you're stirring in it, and
you're stewing in it.
Stirring in it and stewing.
You're
stirring.
You're stewing in it.
You're stewing in it. Yeah. You're stewing.
All right, stewing in it.
Stewing like a pot of chili. Yeah. And that chili's been on the stove for too long, if you know what I'm saying.
But if you've been stewing in it, now's the time that you need to start doing it.
No. I think there's a lot of people who are doing it.
Oh,
like,
no.
They're doing it, but they're like doing it maybe once a month. Or like once every 2 months.
So you're saying they're lacking, there's not a lot of consistency involved in what they're doing. Like, because they may not believe that they are as creative, or they're allowing the enemy to come in with doubt to make them feel like what they're doing maybe doesn't matter, or they're comparing themselves to other people that might be doing it, and just that comparison is stopping them from fully diving into that thing, that creative thing that God's trying to bring out of them, and they should be bringing out, because we know if you are creative and you are withholding your creativity, the world is suffering because you're not sharing the world. You're not sharing your creativity with the world. Well,
creativity and art is a direct connection with heaven. God is the creative one. And
the most creative.
The most creative. He created this whole world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested.
And he created all of us, and we're all uniquely wonderful and fearfully made.
Fearfully made.
Hey.
But here's the deal. I think this is the key, and you're like, okay, why is my thing not working? Like, why am I not seeing results? Why am I, like, not getting anywhere? Why, when I start 2021, am I in the same position I was in 2020? Like,
2015.
I thought God told me. God said I'm going to do this. So, like, Lord, why aren't you answering my prayers?
Yeah.
But here's the deal. He is a partner with you.
Yep.
He is a co-creator with you in your dreams.
They say God's a gentleman.
God is a gentleman.
He sounds like he's a gentleman. He's not going to try to rush you or pressure you into doing something, because we have free will, right?
Yeah.
He gave us free will to either obey or disobey, or to follow his leading or not. And he's not going to force you to follow his lead. So I think the same thing when it comes to things he's asked us to do in callings and purposes, that he speaks it to us.
Yep.
But I think there's an element of us having to obey and listen and to follow that.
Absolutely.
And move forward in that direction.
Well, that's faith.
Yep.
You know, faith is not just a hopeful dreamer, an illusionist.
Yeah.
It's someone who really, as Proverbs talks about, a realist who plants the seed in the ground.
Yep.
And so many people, and me, we don't speak this stuff as we've got this down.
Oh,
okay?
No.
Ever. We don't make these videos like the experts. But I think what we've learned in this last couple of years, even the kind of person I was in my 20s, I was the ultimate, like, oh, let me go do this. Yeah. Let me go do this. Oh, you're doing that? Let me go be a J-Lo wedding planner. Let me go be a blogger. Let me go be a fashion designer. Let me be a singer. Let me be an actress. Let me do it all. Which I believe God has gifted a lot of people with multiple talents. Yeah. But there are a few things he's called you to in this season.
What's he call you to do?
What has he asked you to go ahead and contribute to? And so what we do is say, Fedrick, I'm going to start this. I'm going to start this tomorrow. I'm going to start this. Is that what you
say? Sounds really familiar.
So then we get real hyped. Say for us, we're doing YouTube. You want to be a YouTuber. And you're like, I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, y'all. I'm doing my video. I'm getting my channel set up. I'm doing it. 2020.
Whoa.
2020.
Whoa. Drink too full. Yeah, and you get real hyped and you get it going and you have that first video out there. And then it's good, it's bomb, it's fire, and then you go away for 6 months, and you don't put another video.
It's kind of fire. It's like
okay, well, it's fire.
Don't go back to our first videos.
It's fire. It's fire. It's always fire. But then you don't show up the next day, or the next month, or the next few months.
Yeah.
So there's no consistency, but yet.
Yeah,
you're just popping in and out. It's like
you're popping in and out for various reasons. Like you can blame it on the devil, but a lot of times it's our own self-sabotage because we didn't get the results that we wanted.
Yeah. To focus on numbers, to focus on metrics or algorithms or all this all the things that's socially
or
metrify us.
It could be that you're doing the right thing and the enemy's you with a combination of the enemy is literally trying to chop down your progress. And so, like, I don't know, I think when we do anything creative or for the Lord, we just think like, here you go, here's the red carpet, come on through, like, here's the path that I have created for you.
Yeah, like it's gonna blow up the next day, you know what I'm saying? All the talk show hosts are gonna try to be calling you to get you interviews on their shows.
Oprah, where are you at?
Oprah, Ellen, everybody's gonna be calling you, you know. You're going to get all kind of merch right away. Like, you're just thinking, like, all this stuff is going to happen within the first week. Because
that's great, though. That is the dreaming part.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Where we should dream big and wild like that. But usually we're trying to get from A to G.
Z.
Or A to Z. Or we see somebody else who's already at F. And you've just started, and you're like,
they've been doing it 3 years.
Yeah, and they've been doing it 3 years, and then you're like, I'm never gonna get there, Lord. And he's like, well, what have you done? Well, I put that one video out. I did it.
Yeah, and truth be told, is a lot of times those expectations of what we wanted to look like when we wanted to look is the thing that kind of like stops us in our tracks. That we allow it to stop us in our tracks, as in saying, I should be here by now.
Yeah.
This should have this much followers by now. I should have this much growth by now. I should have sold this much product by now. And we could very well stop the thing that God's told us to do right before it actually blows up. And you miss it just because you're
pulling out seed.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're pulling out seed. You could be on the verge of your breakthrough.
Literally.
And right around the corner, and Lord could just be saying, man, just keep going. Like, you don't, because you don't even know when the Lord's about to bless something that you're doing. Like, you have no idea when he's about to bless it.
Absolutely. I was listening to this podcast last night. I'll link it down below. It's actually great with Dr. Caroline Leaf.
Tell you, I wasn't listening to it because I'm like, what podcast was you listening to?
Is Fedrick a podcast guy. What do y'all think? Do you think that Fedrick listens to podcasts?
I look like a podcast guy, don't I?
I'm a podcast junkie. If you want to know any of my podcasts, I'll tell you below what I'm listening to.
You all about the podcast.
But I was listening to this one, and he talked about how people, perfectionism is like the number one disease that stops people from sharing their creativity and their gifts. But it's like basically no consistency. That the people that you see that you admire are the people who literally just show up and do the work. So he was talking about, like, say someone who's writing a blog post. This guy who was on there was written hundreds of books, and he's like, every day I'm like, hey, I'm going to commit every day to writing a blog post. Not because it was the greatest thing ever, but because he made a commitment and he knew that showing up is literally creating excellence in him and creating more practice and getting him more cultivated in his gifting. And then another story that I just thought was so good was that of a lifeguard. Like, if you are a lifeguard on duty in an ocean, but you yourself are like, I'm not as good as that guy. I'm not as
David
good as
Hasselhoff.
that guy. I'm just not running through. I don't get my hair flowing in the wind.
None of that sand is running through my toes as I make my way to the ocean.
I throw back my thing and I say, okay, the point is,
my doggy paddle don't look as good as yours.
My doggy paddle. So basically, he's like, I'm not good. And you see someone drowning in the ocean. Literally, are you going to wait for every better person or person with more experience to go get the guy drowning in the ocean? No, you're going to get up and you're going to save that person. And guess what? That person's going to be really grateful that you saved them.
Exactly. So, if I was drowning in the ocean, but first of all, I know how to swim. But if I was drowning in the ocean, I don't care what kind of lifeguard's coming for me. I just care that lifeguard can swim and get to me.
That's what I'm saying.
And save me. So I don't care if he finished last in his class or didn't have as much credentials as
you're not
lifeguard
looking
number
at that
8. I'm not looking at that. I just want the job
to saved me.
Who's someone to save me, you know?
Who saved me? Who took responsibility and ownership of the gifting and talent that they had in that moment? It's like your favorite singers, your favorite authors. Do you have room for another book, another author, another song, another artist on your Spotify? Yes. So why can't that person be you? Do you have room for another designer of clothing? Yes. Anyways, so this is like not the sexiest message, but the point is, I think he's bouncing a baby. But I think there are a lot of people that are really questioning why they're not further than they want to be. And I feel like this is a word for the Lord, that he's just saying to stick it out.
Yes.
Like to show up every day.
Stick with it.
It's like show up, shine, and stick. Why does that keep going out?
I don't know. Think it's my glasses?
I don't know.
Let's take my...
He's going to take out. Okay. It's show up, shine, and stick with it. But
gosh, it was my glasses.
I think it was your glasses.
They don't want me to be sophisticated. Anyway.
Another thing in that podcast was like, if someone's painting a picture and you don't share it with the world, you're a painter. You're not necessarily an artist, because an artist is one that touches people with their creativity and changes the world with it. So either you're a hobbyist, or you're someone who really wants to do something and serve others with your gift. Like I said, there is somebody right here, right now out there that is seriously doubting if they have gifting, or if they heard from the Lord, or if they have anything to contribute, because like, what does it matter? But your art literally could change someone's life. Your story could change someone's life. Your business could change someone's life. What you want to build. And it just takes hard work and commitment. And like I said before, I was that person who plucked the seed any chance I could get, and then cried about why nothing was moving forward. I told Fedrick earlier, I was like, being in a relationship with you is the most committed I've ever been. And then now this YouTube channel. And of course, like, things that don't get me wrong, like I've been committed in so many areas of my life that was kind of mapped out for you. Like you're working a job, you're doing everything. But when you have no boss to tell you to stick with something, or you're not getting paid right away to do something, that's when it truly shows, I guess, your heart, and if you want to be obedient to what God has called you to. It's a family affair, guys. Zane, did you just wake up from your nap?
Oh, you need to go back to sleep?
Want to go back to bed?
You want to go back to sleep?
Also, while Fedrick is putting Zane back to sleep, I had this thought of committing to what realistically you can commit to is better than committing and then not showing up at all. So take, for instance, this YouTube channel. I could be like, oh, I'm going to vlog every day, every chance I get, or I'm going to do this, and then I'm overwhelmed, and then I'm like saddened every week because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And it's frustrating. But if, say, you're like, I realistically only have 1 hour a week to commit to work on this project, 1 hour a week, show up, put in your calendar what is important to you, schedule it with yourself, show up for yourself. It's like showing up for a friend. If you put a coffee date on the calendar, are you just not going to show up? So what I do is I literally put it in the calendar. If I want to get something done, I put it on my calendar and I show up as if it's a meeting, and I show up to meet with myself because it's respect to myself. But if we constantly are putting ourselves, I'm not saying like there's not kids that interrupt and there's things I have to take care of, but I do my best to be like, you know what, I'm going to show up to this because this is important, but not overly doing it, not being like 8 hours I'm going to work on creative projects, because Lord knows that's not happening. I am a mom at home doing a lot of these things. Or how can I incorporate my kids when I want to work on music stuff? It's like, okay, Zane can be a part of it. He's a toddler. He can now sing some things with me, and it becomes like a group activity. But still, I'm working on my craft and getting it done. So I am the kind of person that loves a good plan, and I love to strategize and make lists and envision like what could be or what could come of things. And God has really challenged me this year to just show up without knowing where it's going to go, or maybe even like what title to slap on it, or label, or what people are calling you. And literally just show up with my creativity and my gifting, and that's it. So I am staying at home with my kids, but also sharing what I feel is in my heart on YouTube, called to, as some would say, a digital disciple. I don't know what that means, but really just showing up on this internet space with all the creativity that God has given Fedrick and I, and that's it. And I've had years of being in jobs with titles and positions and all those things, and this is a year that God has just said, just be you and share that. And that's it. And so sometimes I can get caught up in my mind of thinking like, but what does that mean, God? Like, where am I going? What are we doing? Like, does that mean, do I need a 5-year plan? All it is to live in that space with God where you are being creative and imagining and dreaming wildly, and then putting it to action and trusting that He will make the next door open when the next door needs to be open, and knowing that He's working out things when you don't see it, but that you're just taking that next step and serving people around you with what you have already, whether it be with a note of encouragement. Maybe you write little hand lettered things. Maybe you're an amazing chef. One day you dream of having a cookbook like Joanna Gaines. Well, start serving those meals to your neighbors. It's just simple things that we don't think God can take that, like the basket of bread and fish and expand it and multiply it within like 2 years or a year or next month. Like, we think we have to have it all figured out. And that's not the case to begin. Ooh, drooly mouth. Don't yank the seed. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, means stop starting and stopping. That's really what it means. Stop starting and stopping and showing up every blue moon, because like that doesn't get anybody anywhere. And people trust people who show up. Oh, he's coming back.
I'm back.
I was talking about all the things, really.
What I
was
miss?
Talking about like overanalyzing.
Oh yeah, don't overanalyze.
But really being in a place in your life where you're wondering like where this is even gonna go.
Oh yeah.
So before, it's your glasses are messing up this channel.
I love it.
I feel like this is a verse that I wanted to share with y'all. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where Galatians is.
You can use the index.
It's Galatians 6:4, y'all. Okay. And it says, make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given, and then sink yourself into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others.
No.
Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life.
Yes.
Boom.
You ain't even gotta say nothing else.
Boom.
Do your creative best. Follow God where He's leading you to do. Don't quit too soon.
Don't quit too soon.
You know what? The world needs what you have to offer, and we're all waiting for it. We're all excited about it. We all can't wait to indulge ourselves in all that your
He wants to indulge himself.
Yes.
Creativity.
Indulge in the creativity. There's nothing weird about that. I just want to immerse myself in it.
Yeah. He wants to immerse. So give us something that we can immerse. If you're working on something, go ahead and share that below. We want to hear and we want to be praying for you, and know that we believe in what you guys are starting. And like I said, don't try to figure it out. Sit with God. Ask Him what He's calling you to do in this season, and then commit and like
just do it.
Just do it.
Like when we first started this channel, we said we're going to commit to doing this seriously for a year and see what happens. And the thing about it is that you don't know what fruit is on the end of the creativity that God's telling you to express. So there's fruit on the end of it. You don't know why He's telling you to do it, and you don't know who you're going to meet or who's going to find Jesus or experience the Holy Spirit through the creativity that you're expressing.
Absolutely. Because in February, and just as a last nugget for y'all, in February, and this is not like I'm talking about subscriber count or anything like that, but I think there was like 300 people that were joining us for 2 years.
For sure.
And it was like, okay, God kept saying, give your best. Give your best. Show up. Give your best.
If you can show up for one, you can show up for a million.
You can. So that is so true. And if you're not showing up your best for the people around you that are experiencing your creativity, then like there's nowhere else to go. Because I heard this yesterday. Basically, if you create fire, like say you're a content creator or something, if you create fire content, people are going to show up.
They're going to find it. They're
going to find it, and fire spreads. And so whatever you have, stop worrying about the results. If you're so fixated on the applause and the results, you're not in the kitchen cooking up your best creativity.
Yeah, and it's like, what's the real reason why you're doing something, right? Is it just for glitz and glamour and money and fame? Or is it just to edify, build up, follow Jesus and lead people to Christ, or
that's
just
true.
To be positive.
Is it about building your platform, or
God's.
Is it about adding value to other people?
Yeah. So if you're going to add value to people's lives, it'll always grow.
It will.
So just focus on adding value, and the rest will take care of itself. And the last thing I had to say was that, and it comes to just showing up every day, and regardless of what the audience looks like. If God can't trust you with 1 or 2 people, He's not going to trust you with 1 million or 50 million people. So,
don't despise the day of
humble
beginnings, and that could be the small circle you're leading, the small circle that is hearing your song. Let me tell you, my singing, most of the time, it is Zane and Haven hearing it.
Wait, I don't have ears?
No, you're hearing it, but I'm saying like you're in me.
I'm just blocking you out? I'm just blocking you out? Oh, Jaclyn's singing again, guys. Oh, there we go.
But I'm like, I'm going to give my best to them. Anyways, you have anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching this video. As always, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Share this video with anybody you know that can benefit from it.
Absolutely. Love y'all.
Bye, guys.